Hi class, it's Mrs. Perrone. We're here on page 56 of your shiny math book. We're starting a new lesson, lesson 7, which is about adding and subtracting rational numbers. And we're going to get started here with adding some fractions. So in science class, Ron recorded -3/10 degrees Celsius as the starting temperature of a saltwater solution. To complete his experiment, he needs the temperature of the solution to increase by 4/10 degrees Celsius. What will Ron record as the ending temperature of the solution? Okay, so when they say solution here, that's a word that's got many meanings in science and math. In math, the word solution means the answer. In the context of this problem, the word solution means like a liquid. So if you guys do any of this stuff in science, you've got like the little beaker or the graduated cylinder with the little marks on it. When we say solution here, we're talking about like a container full of liquid called a saltwater solution. So the initial temperature was -3/10 degrees Celsius, and we need to increase the temperature by 4/10 degrees Celsius. And our end game here, or our goal, is to find the ending temperature of the solution. So we're going to scoot down a little bit here. We're going to use the math we already know to solve the problem. So write an expression to show how to calculate the final temperature of the solution. So an expression is just a little bit of math. So for example, like an example of an expression might be like -7 + 2. It's just a little bit of math business. In math, we call that an expression. So in this problem, we're going to write an expression to show how to find the final temperature. So we need to begin with the first number that we know, that's -3/10. That's the starting temperature. We know that the solution, he needs to increase it, that means addition, increase it by 4/10 degrees. So we're going to add 4/10 to that. And that part is done. When you're asked to write an expression, you do not need to write an equal sign. If we actually wrote an equal sign and put the answer, we would no longer have an expression, we would have an equation. So here we just have an expression, which is two numbers being added. The first one is negative. So part B says model your expression on a number line. So we're going to create a number line here. And I'm going to put 0 kind of off to the right, just because I kind of know where we're going here. I'm going to count a few units to the left, so we're going into the negatives. And we'll go a couple in the positive direction as well. So if this were a number line of integers, can you guys see that? There we go. So if this were a number line of integers, we would number them like -1, -2, -3, and so on and so forth. But we don't have integers, we have tenths. So as we count backwards, it's -1/10, -2/10, -3/10, -4/10, -5/10, -6/10, and so on and so forth. And as we go in the positive direction, we're counting by tenths here, so 1/10 and 2/10. So that part was a little bit tricky. The next part should kind of seem familiar because we have used a number line to model integer addition. Now we're using a number line to model fraction addition. So let's see, starting with -3/10. So if we start at 0, we're going to go 1, 2, 3/10 to the left. That would be my -3/10. And then I need to add or increase that by 4/10. So from -3/10, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right, or in the positive direction. There's my +4/10. And where I land will be the sum of that expression. And I land at +1/10. So what is the ending temperature for the solution? Well, that's going to be 1/10 of a degree Celsius. And then for part D, so explain how adding -3/10 + 4 is like adding -3 + 4. Well, on the number line, if you were to cover up all of the little tenths, like if you were to cover those up, you basically have a regular old integer number line, and you would do -3 + 4. So it's very similar. Let's see, explain how it's the same. So I would say you still go 3 units to the left, and then 4 units to the right. Just like you would if you were adding -3 and +4. We'll say only this time the number line is counting by tenths instead of by ones. Oh, I'm going to pause here. The mystery word for this video is mountain. So only this time the number line is counting by tenths instead of by ones. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in class.